Hey everybody, this is a W450 diesel tractor, and it will not start on gas right now, so let's find out why. Okay, this is your decompression that puts you on gasoline starting mode, this lever. And the 450, you pull it back, and you could hear a snapping sound that's locked in low compression. It's in gasoline mode. Okay, this is the first thing I look for. This is one of the first things I look for when these tractors won't start on gas. This flapper, this right here, has to be right up. And you see, well, I guess it is. I think it is, but it doesn't look like it, but I think it is. It's just tight. But so that's the first problem out of the way, but I'll show you what happens. This is another intake manifold, and here's your control, but you see it's not supposed to act like this. Like this thing, there's a spring in the ends, and that spring locks this in place, and if this is sticky, it won't start. These butterflies in here have to be right closed. If they don't, like this is your main intake manifold, and what these do is when it's on low compression, these close right tight, and it forces the gas, it forces the air to go through the carburetor, and it goes through these ports here. That just goes in the intake valves of the head that goes through the intake valve, just like the main air goes. But if this is stuck and open just a little bit, it will not suck through this. It will not suck through the carburetor. So it's very important that these are right closed, and this thing can stick and give you trouble. So that's your first. That's the very first thing you want to check if you can't get your tractor started on gas. Okay, this is a starting carburetor, and this is a choke, and this turns the gas on and off. There is no throttle control, that just runs what it gives it, and there's no adjustment on this carburetor. But this just turns the gas on and off, and it's hooked to your decompression controls, and if this is not hooked up properly, then that might be a possible cause for trouble. Another source for trouble is this is actually an ignition switch inside the intake manifold, and I've seen these fail. It's not the case with this tractor though, because if it was, it won't discharge when you turn the key on and put it in low compression, and it does so. The manifold switch is okay. Now, pretty much, we're down to what can go wrong with a gas tractor, why it won't start, and that's the same thing. You may not get fuel to the carburetor, and you might have spark issues. If it gets spark or gas, it'll start, provided all the linkages are working correctly and it's in full gasoline mode. These, I'm going to check first at the gas line. I suspect I'm not getting any gas. These carburetors have a little screen in them, just like the gasoline ones do in the line. That could be plugged. Lots of gas coming, lots of it. Plenty enough to run the tractor on starting mode. I'm going to drain out the tank, because the stupid, whatever they did, they took the shutoff off of the valve, and I want the shutoff on the sediment bowl, so shutoff valves off the sediment bowl, so I'm going to put one on. And I'm going to drain the tank and strain the gas, if nothing else. Now here's the screen, and it is plugged pretty good. That's a potential problem. I'll blow it out and put it back on. This, I cleaned this screen out. So you can see it's a lot better. It was part of the problem, alright. Now put it in. I got added up finding a new bowl. Now put it on, because I like to be able to shut off the gas when I have to. Okay, I put the line on. I put a brand new 7 bowl on. Needed one was a 1/8 end because it's got an elbow on it, and you see the gas is barely dripping in it. But that's okay, the carburetor's shut off. So, compression, and I'll put her in low compression just to watch that bowl fill with gas. Let's see, it is on low compression. It is on low compression already. That's not right. It should have filled with gas. Usually you feel it with as you pull that lever, it fills right up with gas. Now let's take the drain off, open on the carburetor, and see if you can't really expect the thing to start when it's not getting the gas to start with. Maybe my spigot is plugged. There's not enough, but I doubt it. Okay, I got gas to the carburetor, but nothing draining out of it, so the float might be stuck. So I'm gonna tap the carburetor, see if it makes a difference. If not, it'll probably have to come apart. Still, I tap it hard just to jar the float loose. That's not working. I'm gonna just try and I'll switch it to from high to low compression a few times and see if it makes a difference. This carburetor, even like I'm in low compression with the tractor, and nothing's coming out. There's gas to here, but nothing in here. I'm going to give it one more chance. I'm going to take it by air compressor and pull the line off and blow in there and see what it does. And if I can't do anything, if that doesn't work, I'll pull the carburetor off. And I need to replace the exhaust manifold anyways. I got WD-6 parts tractor, and they're the same thing. So I'll have to pull the intake to get the exhaust manifold off anyways. So I'll do that if need be, but I'll try giving it a shot of air first and see if I could loosen up whatever's holding it. I don't want to pull the carb apart if I could help it, because it's hard to get gaskets for this. Okay, I got gas at the carburetor now and lots of it. You see, I'm going to blow this off. I like to keep it dry, because on these diesel tractors, and carburetors on the same side as the distributor, and although that's not the best situation, the injection equipment's on the other side. This is the only side it can be, so that's what I'll try. I'll turn it over. I'll see if it'll start now. Give her a choke. Try her again. Try her without a choke. Nope, it's not gonna go. So, next thing is to check if we got spark. Now we're going to check for spark. Then there's absolutely nothing. Not a thing. This is the proper spark plug for these engines. See, it's a special long reach plug. D89D Champion is the number. Now, if you use D16 jet or 386 auto light or the like, good luck starting them. You have to use these spark plugs on these engines or they will not start. So, that's another important tidbit information. This engine has them. I know that. I started it the last time 3 years ago, so I know it's got the right plugs. I've never changed them. Okay, I filed the points on the 450, but I got wires off. Now, on the Super W6, 1, 3, 4, 2. On the diesel, we go the opposite direction. 1, I believe this 3 is this one. Yeah, I think this is number 3. It goes completely the opposite direction of your gas tractors, the same size. Only exception is a W9, where the variants there also counterclockwise rotation. Okay, let's see if filing the points did anything. Nothing. One more thing I'm going to check is this ignition switch here. Yeah, there's power going to the ignition switch. The distributor's getting its power. So that needs to do points and condenser in the distributor, and we'll see what that does. I think it's definitely a spark problem. Well, it's morning. I didn't get the tractor running last night, but come to the conclusion that the distributor is a problem. Yeah, need points and condensers a minimum. Now, it's a pain to change them on the tractor with your oil fill right here. 9, you got a little bit more room, and I got gravel on the ground. If I drop a screw, it's not likely to find it. So I think the easiest is to pull a distributor and just do it there. Just do it in my pump house on the bench. I got lucky. The rotor is lined up with your terminal that feeds the distributor, so if I line it up there again, I should be okay. I put the distributor back on. I changed the points and condenser in the rotor. So let's give her the good old college try and see if that fixed it. Looks like it. nice to have a choke on it, and I'll put a choke cable on it so it's easier to Okay, it's running on gas, but it's not running worth a darn. I think we have carburetor problems. Can't get her on the diesel side either, so it's not running good enough to run on diesel yet. Anyways, I think we might have air in the system. Okay, I did get her running slightly better on gas. I put seafoam in the tank. They ran it a bit and it did help. We'll try it again. I'm not convinced we're getting diesel. Now, when I give her some throttle, it should be blowing white smoke out of the exhaust. There should be some diesel coming, and there's not. Which leads me to believe we are not getting the fuel. This might have something to do with why it's not starting on diesel. The tank looks like there's something in it, although darn little. I think if I remember right, I can't remember which one is which. I think you bleed this one by gravity and this one by on gas. But I could be wrong. It could be backwards. Maybe I have to check that out before I do that. But there's no fuel. That's why she's not running on diesel. Okay, I put fuel in the tank. I gotta bleed the filters. I'm not sure which one you bleed first. I'll crack them both. And one of them I have to start on gas for, and I can't tell you which one it is, so I'll find out right now. There's enough fuel in the tank. The tank is half full, so it'll be plenty above the filters to fill them up, or to fill the one up. Fuel's on. It should run out of there. Oh, there it goes. Okay, it is back when you... Okay, this other one, I have to start on gas to fill it. Got fuel to it. Yeah, now they're starting to get the white smoke we're looking for. The fuel pump's working now. This time it's trying to start up. I'm better on TV out than going.